If he causes you to think that this is all my life is, he has caused you to rob you of your destiny. You just have to understand that Satan has one job: to rob you of your destiny. When you have thoughts that are negative, that's not God. That's Satan.
The main thing that you are lacking is focus. Because when you are a person who has a lot of focus, then it's very easy to actually get the know-how and the tangible knowledge needed to accomplish your goals. And second, when you're focusing on a singular task, and you can do that for a long time, you really start to enjoy it.
He's doing everything he can to keep you from being who God made you to be. You gotta get focused, man. You gotta understand that this hard time that you're going through is everything you're going through is preparing you for what you ask God for. Every trial and tribulation you go through prepares you for the life God has for you.
For us to, in the morning or the evening, instead of reaching for our cell phone as the first thing, as a habit that we do, and checking our texts and our WhatsApp and our Telegram and our social media and our Instagram and our Twitter and Facebook, and whatever else people do, their emails, they get connected to everything known in their life. Before you start that, try this out as an experiment before you start your day. Instead of falling into that redundant habit, if the change is to be greater than my body, to be greater than my environment, to be greater than time, and the environment's so seductive, and my body's craving certain emotions and it's programmed to get up and do things, I'm gonna sit my body down, I'm gonna tame the animal here. And when I'm ready to get up, we're gonna get up, not when it's tired or when it wants to go.
Weak people focus on their insecurities. Arrogant people focus on others' weaknesses. Strong people focus on their strengths. Focusing on others makes you weaker. Focusing on yourself makes you stronger. So focus on yourself and don't worry about anyone else.
You make yourself so totally accountable for who you are. You focus on you and only on you to become the best person you could be for others. Because we leave a lot on the table, not searching who we are. And then therefore you die not knowing your greatest potential. And that recovery day is everything in your life. Everything in your life is a recovery day. We're looking for it. It's not coming. It's not coming. Get over that recovery day. And that's the mentality I took with me. And what happened through that process was all the frivolous things of life started to float away to other people for your self-esteem.
Validation.
That's right.
Sure, yeah.
You now know. I walk in a room now and I know the hours and years and decades I put in the day with guidance.
So from a monk's perspective, the greatest power is to be self-controlled. To be able to train the mind and energy to focus it exactly where you want it and when you want it to be. You are completely detached and undeterred from external ups and downs. You're able to navigate anything that seems tough, challenging, fun, excitement, with the same amount of being equipoised and balanced and equanimity, without being too excited in pleasure or being too depressed in pain. But knowing how to navigate every situation, to me, that's great strength and great power.
Most people don't focus on their mindset. Most people are focused on exterior factors. They think that everything that happens to them is by chance. And they don't realize that a lot of the things that happen to them are things that they attract. Because you attract the things that you are, and you are what you do, and you do what you think about. So it's all a cyclical loop. Most people don't understand the power of the mind. That's why they haven't tapped into the power of the mind. And the power of the mind is one very simple thing: the ability to direct your attention towards a specific given objective, and then to have the willpower to pursue it. Most people, obviously, don't know where they're going because they never have a goal. You need to have a clear goal. If you don't have a goal, you don't know where you're going to go in life.
Because I love doing it. I mean, it's that simple. You have to sit and ask yourself what is truly going to get you up in the morning, what's going to keep you up at night. And when you find what that answer is, you stay true to that. I've built a brand for the last 20-some years, personal brand, which is great. But that is not where our focus is going to be for the next 50 years. Right? It's what we are doing now. Are we taking a big risk? Yeah. But I think that if we focus on one thing and do that one thing exceptionally well, you won't fail at that one thing. So sometimes you got to put the other stuff to bed and focus on what you believe is the core of the company, and that always starts from what you love to do the most.
That's what gives me a huge advantage in life, especially today, in this day and age with so much shit going so fast and everybody wants to keep everything going, everything up and everything. I want to be the greatest multitasker of all time. Not me. If I put my 100% into what's in front of me, I will destroy it. If I'm out here just multitasking and shit, I'm gonna half-ass everything I do. So it is the most important thing in the world to me, is being focused at the task at hand. Everything starts to corrupt your mind. You start to look around too much at other people and what they're doing, and that starts to corrupt your own dialogue. We are judging ourselves against too many fucking people. You have to judge yourself against yourself. And that's the one thing I started learning, man. This isn't a race against me and Rich Roll. This is a race against David Goggins and David Goggins alone. And once you can silence all that bullshit, all the outside interference and things that are attracting your mind to everything, you can then start to grow in realizing I'm stressed out for no reason. This is my own little race. This is my own timeline, and this is how I'm gonna run it.
We want the shortcut to the winner's podium. And sometimes, when we don't get that short-term glory that we want, we lose track of those long-term goals. And you look up in 6 weeks, or in 6 months, or in 6 years, and you've made no progress. You never moved. You might even be further from your goal than you were. It's because you lost sight of that long-term goal. And at some point, after you lose sight of that goal and years have gone by, you think to yourself, maybe I can't.
People don't want to go through the process of focus, of teaching yourself how to truly focus. This is where my message gets lost. It gets lost because I may say, MF or F, because that's the passion that comes out of me, because it takes everything for me to learn a sentence. So when I speak about David Goggins, I can't speak about David Goggins in a way that's just calm and cool. Because when I wake up, I know the journey that it takes for me to find my greatness. And it's hard. Nothing is easy.
Many people are so busy watching what happened in the past, they don't realize that the real opportunities are in the future. Now, here's a lesson that I learned, is never worry about things that you cannot change. And you cannot change a past event. There are many things in our world that we cannot change. So don't waste any time worrying about things you can't change. Focus on the things that you can change. And the only thing that you can control is the way you think. If you think differently, you feel and you act differently. If you feel and act differently, you get different results and you achieve different goals.
And so I decided that was going to be my focus. And once I had that focus, the words came pretty quickly. I actually wrote 2 drafts within about 30 minutes. And the first one was more confrontational in nature, because it felt like the game was trying to tell me you need me, and you can't walk away from this. This is who you are. And so the first tone was more confrontational. It was like, no, I can walk away from you. I can do something without you, And then, like in every argument, you kind of calm down and you start seeing all the beautiful things that you've learned from the game, which is the second draft that you guys hear now. But I wanted to make sure it was visual, so it's trying to say things visually. And fortunate enough, Glenn Keane believed in the vision, and John Williams believed in the vision, and we turned it into an animated film.
The body knows what you want. You don't have to tell it how to get there. That's a big issue in our lives, because I want to be successful. How? Oh, I got to do this. I got to do this. And I say, oh, you're planning all these things, and focus on what you want, but don't try and tell the universe how it's going to happen. Don't tell them that I'm going to do this and this is going to happen. I go, no, You just focus on what you want. The intelligence of the supercomputer, the subconscious supercomputer, you're putting all those details in. It's like, no, don't focus on the details.
Everything that you're worried about is going to be gone like that. The people that are criticizing you, they're going to be gone, you're going to be gone. All this hand-wringing worry and concern over how are people viewing me, and someone said something bad about me and you get so upset about it, is wasted time and energy. Marcus Aurelius says your only focus should be on getting better at what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing, get better at what you're doing. Everything else is a complete waste of time.
I'm not here to talk about no one else's pockets, because I got to where I got to focusing on Floyd Mayweather. That's how I got to becoming 50-0. Because my thing was always, I didn't care what nobody else was doing. I had to focus on me and my family, focus on what I have to do. And that's always been my outlook.
I can easily sit here and ridicule or judge my dad for the mistakes that he made or for his past, but that does nothing. I don't like to focus on problem, I focus on solution.
Yes.
So with me and my dad in our relationship, it was always one of solution. Like, you can't go back and fix the years that you weren't present. There is nothing that we can do about that time. We can have a conversation about it. We can talk about it. And then me and my dad talking, my biggest thing was, you don't have to focus on what you can't change. The fact that you're here now and that you made a decision to get clean, to turn your life around, it's never too late.
I don't know. It's just the way it should be. You shouldn't be focused on others. You should be focused on yourself and what you're doing. I don't know. All I hear out of my competitors is something about me, or something what I'm doing, or what I'm not doing, or what I should be doing, or what I can't do. And it's just noise from different faces. I don't even know what it is. So I'm just focusing on me, and that's why I am where I am with this and these gold belts and this money and everything. And this support and love from the fans, and so I don't know, maybe they need to take notes, and that's it.
A lot of times when people get to success and don't know that the darkness is coming, that's when you see them trip and fall.
Yeah.
The Oscars, when people win an Oscar, the ultimate darkness is they may not work again, but you've gone to the mountaintop. You can look at it. It's almost like an algorithm. It's like when they win that big trophy, something happens. If they don't shake it off quick, if something great happens, just be prepared for whatever the bullshit is going to come along with.
Keep doing it. Stay focused. Don't listen to nobody. Don't listen to nobody, homie. What's on your mind, just do it. Because what's destined for you, you gonna get it.
You are your own hero. You are your own leader. You are your own master. And that is a big one, because we idolize so many people, and we want to be them. We want to be someone else. You lose all the potential of who you are. You mimic. You be them. You are them. You become them. And you lose you. And we look up to so many people in this world who will let us down. We're humans. I'm gonna let you down. You're gonna let somebody down. And you put them on a pedestal, you then lose time when that person comes up and lets you down.
That required every ounce of energy and focus that you could possibly muster. It required all of that. It required all that focus, and the consequence of you failing to give everything you got, the consequence of that would be possibly your death and the death of your friends. So you can't create that kind of focus any other way. I mean, right. I just don't know.
I don't wake up worrying about what Trump and his family and everybody else is doing. I must take care of my home first.
Right.
You know, brother, it don't matter if Barack Obama is in there, if Bush is in there, or Trump is in there. That's not going to stop my drive and my will to win in life.
Right.
You always make the best of any situation that you're put in.
Right.
So that's my thing. I'm not here to, I don't like him because of this. Man, people spend too much time worried about the next man. If you worry about yourself, you make him go to another level. Right. You make him become an entrepreneur. You make him become a CEO. So I don't worry about nobody else. I got to where I got to is because of this. My whole focus was Floyd Mayweather and his family and my team.
Weak men focus on women. Women focus on strong men. Strong men focus on their mission. So focus on yourself until the focus is on you.
Focusing our visual attention on one particular point is incredibly effective for all types of goal pursuit. So let's apply this visual tool in a very simple way to any type of goal that you want to pursue. Maybe it's a workout, maybe it's a cognitive work of some particular sort. You're going to focus your visual attention on one point beyond your peripersonal space. So it could be on your computer, it could be on the wall, it could be a horizon, it could be at a distance, and you're gonna focus your visual attention there, and with some effort, you're gonna hold your visual attention for 30 to 60 seconds. You might blink, that's okay, but you're going to try and hold your visual attention there. So no moving your head around, no diverting your attention to other locations. Some people will find it very easy to do, other people will find it quite hard. So for people who have ADHD and focus issues and attentional issues, this can be effective. For people who don't, this can also be effective. Again, it places your brain and body into a state of readiness, and then the idea is to move into the particular actions that bring you closer to your goal.
How it's so hard to see the good if you're only seeing the bad. Like, there's so many people that struggle with what their version of success is because they're looking at someone else's. There's so many people that struggle with their world of relationship because they're judging theirs based off of someone else's, right? And when you're constantly in the space of not realizing or noticing your world, your reality, because you're living in what appears to be someone else's, well, your shit is never gonna be right.
It's time to stay focused. It's time to decide, fuck clubs, fuck partying, fuck trying to fit in and socialize, rub elbows with everybody so people can stop calling you weird. Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you not clubbing? Like every time I text you and invite you to go do something fun and cool, you always studying? Because I'm trying to get it. Let me tell you something, homie. These women ain't going nowhere. These clubs, these parties, all this shit ain't going nowhere.
You settle for mediocrity, you settle for average, you settle for, oh well. But no, don't do that. Embed that long-term goal in your mind, burn it into your soul. Think about it and write about it and talk about it and hang it up on your wall. But most important, do something about it. Do something about it every day, do something that moves you toward that goal, that keeps the goal alive and in sight and in focus. However small or insignificant that step might seem, take it, do that little piece, make it happen, because that goal isn't going to achieve itself.
Some people it's attractive and they go, I want to do that too. Like, you seem pretty fucking happy despite all the stress you're under. Like, how are you doing that? And I'll tell people that because I create my own bullshit, and my own bullshit's way harder than whatever I'm facing in the world. And that's how I mitigate the stress of success and pressure and criticism and all that stuff. Like, I do to myself way worse than they're ever going to do to me. So that's how I mitigate it. Also, I calm my body. I calm my mind through calming my body, and I calm my body through work. I make it work.
It's when you get fired from your 5th job, you know, when your wife and kids are on your ass because you don't know how to support them anymore. There comes a fucking day where push comes to shove. Where being mediocre, being like average and shit just fucking burns. It sucks so much. You can't deal with it one more day, and you get off your fucking ass. And you create something that's always been there. It's always been inside of you trying to come out. But you've never wanted to unwrap it because it's too much pain and commitment. You were scared you were going to fail. You were scared if you started, you never finish it. You didn't want to tell anyone about it. You knew it was there, but you never wanted to embark on it. Until something fucking hits. You get fired or somebody else gets success, remind you of what you could have been. And then the fucking spark is born. And no matter what happens, I'm never going to be in this boat again. And you get up and you go, even if it gets knocked down, you just keep going. You're a wild man. And life has never been so sweet.
Some of you just don't understand. Some of you been average for so damn long, you don't know what it is to do hard work. But there's a lot of you out there who want to be much more than average, but just don't know how to do it every single day, the grind. You need to find someone to oil those fucking gears up. This is a mindset. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But there's a motherfucker out there who wants what you have, who wants the position you are, who wants the job you have, who wants the wife that you have, or the husband. There's someone out there hungry and wants everything you fucking have. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But if it is, it's gonna be your ass. So make that a motivation for you. Stay home.
Don't aim for mediocre. 99% of people in the world are convinced that they're incapable of achieving great things, so they aim for the mediocre. The level of competition is thus fiercest for realistic goals, paradoxically making them the most time and energy consuming. If you are insecure, guess what? The rest of the world is too. Do not overestimate the competition and underestimate yourself. You are better than you think.
I make myself do things that are very uncomfortable, that I don't want to do. And by doing that, I develop this strength and perseverance. And some people hear that and like, I don't even want to do that. I don't want to take a fucking nap. You're exhausting me. Like, I'm not you. I don't want to do that. And they just like, it takes them away from that. And I'm like, you don't even have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just go for a fucking walk every day. It sounds like it's easy to do, but there's gonna, when that walk comes and look at your clock, oh, it's 8 o'clock, time to go for that walk. You're like, I don't want to walk. I would just rather play video games. I don't want to walk. I'd rather like read emails. I don't want to walk. I'd rather like scroll through TikTok. But if you just force yourself to go for that fucking walk every day, you will develop mental perseverance. You will develop some tenacity. You'll develop the ability to force yourself into work. And it doesn't have to be grueling. It just has to be a thing that you have to do.
We live in a world where mediocrity is often rewarded. These men detest mediocrity. And I sat there and I had time to reflect back on my life. Being bullied, coming from nothing, learning disability, messed up foundation. Life isn't fair. Everybody that called me nigger, my dad, my mom, all my situations were on me now. And solely on me. So I had to start developing an indestructible mental toolbox.
That can happen at an early age. It can happen at a later age. It's going to happen to somebody no matter what, it's going to happen to you. And when it does happen to you, thank your lucky stars that finally you're alive. It's time to unwrap the potential you can be. Superior, man. It's within you. It's within every single one of us. And the people that have risen to that level were no different than any one of us. It's just they believed it and they're willing to work their fucking ass off to get it. It wasn't about the potential. It wasn't about the genetics. It was about the perseverance. And it wasn't about being the hardest fucking worker in the room. That's what got them there. And it didn't happen overnight. They got knocked down more than they ever stood up. But they kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going, because what else is the alternative? To be average again.
Let's say there's 10 people in this room and we're all mediocre. But I'm the best of the mediocre people. I now think I'm great. We surround ourselves around people that make us feel great, that tell us what we want to hear. The second we put ourselves amongst the uncommon people, we don't like that feeling. That challenging feeling of that person waking up 3:30 in the morning and say, hey, push your shit on, we're going for a run. We love that feeling. Why? Because you understand, man, we're good, bro. We don't want that motherfuckers like this. Hey, man, no, bro. Get your fucking shit on, man. Stop being a punk. We don't want that in our lives. We don't want that person who's constantly challenging our weaknesses. We want that person who's constantly, making us feel nice and good and secure in ours. That's the mediocrity of life. Mediocrity feels so fucking good. So we love surrounding ourselves with mediocre people that give us a get out jail free card. Whenever life gets hard for us, they tell us it's all okay. Don't fucking worry about it. We don't want to surround ourselves with those people out there who are getting the fuck after it every day, holding us accountable, making us feel uncomfortable. People who are challenging us at every turn of life. Those people scare us. That's exactly where you need to fucking be in your life, with those people who put you in a world of questioning who you are.
When you go out and you train hard to play baseball and you connect and you hit the winning home run, you want to feel that way again. when you taste these finer things of life, all the pain, all the work, all the sacrifice to get them is well worth it. If anything, it's a small down payment for the price and the reward you got and that feeling. And once felt, how do you ever turn your back on it? Stop running from the potential of what you can be, guys. It's inside of you. It's always been there. Grab a buddy of yours. Say, man, me and you are gonna fucking do this together. And you're gonna be on my ass if I start slacking. I'm gonna be on your ass if I start slacking. And I'll never accept mediocre again.
But the key with me is just always finding what the anchor is. And the fucking anchor is getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day before anybody else and grounding my thought process is in the no one will outwork me. No one. I love and I respect you guys. You motherfuckers won't outwork me. It all starts with this. 2 hands. Anchor for me has always been the work in terms of the weight room training.
You have control of this. This belongs to you. This is yours. You're the captain, you're the master, you're the foreman, you're the general, you're the head. Don't give control of this to nobody, especially the devil. Do not let Satan come in here and function and operate, because he has one mission: to keep you off course, to make you not think it's possible, to make you think that God don't hear you. His job is only to destroy you, to make sure that you don't become what God intended for you to become. That's the mission of the devil.
Life cannot just be about solving one miserable problem after another. That can't be the only thing. There need to be things that inspire you, that make you glad to wake up in the morning and be part of humanity. That's why we did this. This guy called Tsiolkovsky, one of the early Russian rocket scientists, the great saying, "Earth is the cradle of humanity, but you cannot stay in the cradle forever." It is time to go forth, become a star-faring civilization, be out there among the stars, expand the scope and scale of human consciousness. I find that incredibly exciting. That makes me glad to be alive.
Guess what? You got 24 hours in a day. The earlier you get up, the more you can take advantage of those hours. The more you get up before the enemy or your competitor, the more stuff you can get done before they all start bothering you. You figure out what that time is for you, and then you start waking up at that time. Now, if you wake up and it's earlier than you normally wake up, by the end of the day, guess what? You'll be a little bit more tired. And then you can go to bed a little bit earlier. And you continue with that pattern until you get a good fixated time of going to bed and waking up. On the weekends, people think, oh great, it's the weekend, now I can sleep in. Negative. Don't sleep in on the weekends. When you sleep in the weekends, on Saturday, you sleep in until 6:30 in the morning. Well, now you're not tired at night, so you stay up a little bit later. And then on Sunday, you sleep in until 8. And by the time Monday morning rolls around, you stayed up until midnight. And now you don't feel like waking up early. So get up early and get up early every day. Get a workout in, take care of your health. I guarantee your day will go better.
When waking up earlier may not necessarily give you more hours in the day, it does tend to positively impact your mindset. Rising early can give you time to reflect and contemplate and calmly plan before the rush of the day ensues. You can use this early morning time as your quiet time for a healthy mindset, or exercise time to start your day with energy and enthusiasm.
It's important for us to, in the morning or the evening, instead of reaching for our cell phone as the first thing, as a habit that we do, and checking our texts and our WhatsApp and our Telegram and our social media and our Instagram and our Twitter and Facebook, and whatever else people do, their emails, they get connected to everything known in their life. Before you start that, try this out as an experiment before you start your day. Instead of falling into that redundant habit, go on autopilot, just say, okay, if the change is to be greater than my body, to be greater than my environment, be greater than time, and the environment's so seductive, and my body's craving certain emotions and it's programmed to get up and do things, I'm going to sit my body down. I'm going to tame the animal here. And when I'm ready to get up, we're going to get up, not when it's tired or when it wants to go.
Wealthy people get up in the morning by 6 a.m. Poor people get up at 7 or afterwards. Wealthy people get up earlier, poor people get up later. Real simple. So if you're getting up around 7 o'clock, you're always going to be poor. For the simple reason, by the time you get started, the day is half finished, and now you're checking your email and you're talking to your friends, and then it's lunchtime and coffee time and spam time and everything else. Get up at 6 o'clock and develop a ritual. Get up, exercise, then sit, plan your day, get organized, and start to hit it at 8 o'clock.
If you want to wake up early, I got an idea. Go to bed earlier. And here's the problem. You go to bed earlier and you're not tired yet. Why? Because you slept in until 9 o'clock in the morning. So you have to start the cycle. The cycle starts with a little bit of suffering. The cycle starts with a little bit of pain. The first time your alarm clock ever goes off earlier than you're used to, it's gonna make you feel like, I don't want to do this. Do it. And then that night, you'll be tired a little earlier and you can go to sleep a little earlier. That's how you make it happen.
People don't know how to turn their minds on. People don't know about these votes and laws, why I say it, why I start yelling. I'm trying to activate something. I'm trying to activate passion, want, hunger, the dog, the savage. That motherfucker's falling asleep. When I show up knowing I'm in great shape, I can wake that savage beast up. You gotta learn yourself, know how to wake yourself up. But if you don't show up in the best shape of your life, your mind is worthless to you, so your savage is fucking dead.
Wow, you look so good for your age. There's all of these things from one central behavior, which is just fucking go to bed on time. And so if you want the action for this, you set your alarm for when you go to bed, not for when you wake up. If you set your alarm for when you go to bed, you will always be able to wake up naturally at whatever time you wake up. And it's very difficult to oversleep when you go to bed at 9 because you can get 8 hours of sleep and still be up by 5.
So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself. And that's what you need to really research is, man, why am I not doing this for myself? Because that is the number one purpose in life, is to better oneself. So that's the only purpose I fucking need. So the reason I get up every day, even though there's no race or there's no school or there's nothing in front of me, is because I have pride in myself.
But if you want to see if you're a brave person, what they call the 4 o'clock in the morning courage, wait when things go completely to pieces, when things are the worst, when your very best deal falls apart and your rent is late and you're tired and you're sick and everybody is mad at you and your car doesn't work, then it's the person that picks themselves up and says, nothing is going to stop me. You know, the best quality in the world that you can develop, and I give it to you because I made it my life's habit to develop this quality. I hope I've got it, I don't know for sure. But the quality is to develop the quality of being unstoppable. Develop the quality of being unstoppable. Say in yourself that no matter what life throws at me, it'll never stop me. No matter how rough it gets, I will never quit. And nothing will ever stop me. Make the decision that you can be tired, you can be worn out, but nothing is ever going to stop you.
It's time to wake up. Wake the up, bro. Enough with the bullshit, enough with the excuses, enough with the nonsense, enough with being in a situation where you're always complaining, where you're always pointing fingers. Point the fingers at yourself. The life that you have is the life that you chose. If you don't like the life that you have, it's your fault, dude. Change, make different decisions, hang out with different people, instill some discipline, some habits.
Let's say you have no races. Let's say you have no classes, no nothing. There's no purpose in your life. You know, people need to have purpose to get up. They need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. There's no 5K, there's no I'm gonna get into school to be this or that, and still perform to the highest level. Because what people don't get is one day that thing's gonna come up. And if you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not gonna be ready when the time comes. It's this magical thing, purpose, that we're all looking for. But what's funny about it all is that we need these things to perform. But we don't take a second to realize the purpose is always there. The purpose never leaves us because the very purpose is you. You are always the purpose.
Wake up! Here it is, 4:30 in the morning.
Most of you sleeping tucked away, and your dreams are going to the graveyard. You're going to kill and crush and destroy every dream and every goal that you have. You're going to have to wake up early. So do it. What are you waiting for? Are you finding comfort in your relationship? You're sitting in bed, you got your girlfriend, you got your boyfriend, you're all cozy, nothing's changing? Is that what you want? Get up. Get up early. And it may be lonely for the first 90 days, 6 months, but if you're the leader, get up and watch your life change forever. You ain't gonna do what I'm gonna do. So this is how you level up. That's how you level up. I know there's a whole bunch of people with that right there. That fires me up. That makes me fucking happy, what you just said. That brings joy to my life right there.
Why?
Because I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours. Refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage.
When you're 25, you can be an idiot. It's no problem. Even when you're out in a job search, it's like, well, you don't have any experience and you're kind of clueless. It's, yeah, you're young. You know, it's no problem. That's what young people are like, but they're full of potential. Okay, well, now you're the same person at 30. It's like people aren't so thrilled about you at that point. Part of the reason you choose your damn sacrifice, because the sacrifice is inevitable.
If you want to become champion, you know, you have to understand, like, you have to sacrifice your time, your family, everything what you have to sacrifice. This is about sacrifice. If you're not ready to sacrifice, you have to sit home. This is just my advice for young guys who want to become great champion, you know. And patient, hard work, sacrifice. Like, without these things, doesn't matter how talented you are.
Sometimes you have to sacrifice loved ones in order to be great because they don't understand. I am getting up every single day at 5 or 6 a.m. And when I get home after everyone leaves the gym, I'm going to take a nap. And when I wake up, I'm probably going to train again. And then I'm going to have dinner. And then I'm going to bed. And I'm going to do that every single day.
There's a choice that we have to make as people, as individuals. If you want to be great at something, there's a choice that you have to make. We all can be masters at our craft. But you have to make a choice. What I mean by that is the inherent sacrifices that come along with it. Family time, hanging out with your friends, being a great friend, right? Being a great son, nephew, whatever the case may be. There's sacrifices that come along with making that decision. I knew that I was not going to be stopped. So at the age of 18, this was my life. Right? So you can't possibly become better than me because you're not spending the time on it that I do. Even if you want to spend the time on it, you can't because you have other things. You have other responsibilities that are taking you away from it. So I already won.
To be able at any moment to sacrifice what we are for what we could be. I don't do well in math. You're right. You ain't never studied. I'm not good in writing because you have never written before. But I dare you to fail in writing for a whole year to see if you can get to the end. I dare you to fail. I dare you to take that same class over and over again. I dare you to stop dropping classes like you soft. Always want to give up. I'm dropping. Why are you dropping? I'm so grateful that the slaves didn't drop and quit. Say, I'm just going to stop. I'm a slave. I'm just going to be a slave. I'm going to quit. Listen to me. The slaves said, we will live because one day we will become.
Whatever you want in life, you're going to have to sacrifice something. If you want a lot, you're going to sacrifice a lot. It's not you sacrifice a little and you get a lot. It don't work like that. Life don't work like that. Life is pretty much consistent, tremendously. And football has no feelings or emotions for you. So what you put in, normally you get out.
I can describe this in one word. All about sacrifice. All about. People talk about discipline, but sometimes discipline is not enough. No, all about sacrifice. If you want to become the best, there is no family. If you want to spend time with your family, kids, okay, be with them. You're gonna become best family man. I am not against family people. I just say, if you want to become best in this business, you have to sacrifice. Sacrifice your time, sacrifice your health, sacrifice everything what you have. Other way, I don't know.
And he's out here saying to me like, I don't know, how do you ever find happiness? And I'm like, bro, this is it, man. This is it right here. And that's what, that's what you have to be able to find. You have to be able to find that the path that you're on, even though it's challenging, even though there's suffering, that's the happiness too. And the sacrifice part is putting others above yourself.
The most important thing is this: to be able at any moment to sacrifice what you are for what you will become. That's the number 2 thing. You got to catch that one. To be able to, listen to me, at any moment. Some of you can make sacrifices when Monday Night Football is not on. You can make a sacrifice, but when the game come on, for some reason, you just attach to it. For some of you, when your favorite show come on, you can make sacrifices on Sunday when ain't nothing going on. But when your favorite show comes on Monday, bam, some of you focus until the phone ring, and then you like, I gotta answer it. If I don't answer the phone, I'm gonna die. I'm saying to you today that there are some of you, if you give up your cell phone, you would be successful. But your cell phone is more important to you than your success.